Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Unfortunately, Warzone, as time goes on here in season 1, just seems to be deteriorating more and more and more, specifically one element of the game in the form of ranked. And while Warzone as a whole so far this year with Black Ops 6 and the whole integration there has been very problematic, I think is the best way to describe it, ranked in specific has been an absolute nightmare. And at this point in time, as much as I don't like to use the phrase unplayable, ranked is about as close to unplayable as it's maybe ever been, which is pretty bad for Call of Duty considering how much of an emphasis ranked play is every single year, especially in Warzone, which is supposed to be their largest draw and their largest player base, free to play, free access, everything like that. I mean, looking into season 1 and everything going on here, it was a main thing on the Reloaded roadmap, ranked play. Basically, the only main update that Warzone got for Reloaded was ranked play. Now, yes, there were other alternative things like some of the holiday stuff. It got a whole new perk. That was the entire section ranked and a new perk, whoop-de-doo, right? But ranked was like the big thing. This is coming off of a year where they had a lot of emphasis on ranks between all the resurgence rank stuff that they did within Modern Warfare 3. They built up a lot of things in terms of gameplay and quality of life and took a lot of feedback from the community to really fine tune that. And then finally, we get big map ranked back on Urzikstan. A lot of players are looking forward to that little change up in the overall pace of play and everything there. But like I said, at this point, ranked is really an absolute nightmare. We took a look at this clip the other day that Teep ended up posting on update day back on January 3rd when they dropped like the Squid Game update. We had some patch notes. That was an update that a lot of us were seriously looking forward to, you know, coming out of the holiday break. Okay, game's been in a bad state. They said this major update was coming. Hopefully this is going to adjust a lot of things, and yet it really missed the mark entirely here. And Teep ended up posting this clip saying, hey, you know, super glad the Squid Game update's out when ranked play is just an absolute nightmare. He's played one game in 4 hours, for instance, because of the significant cheating issues going on. You can see he's basically playing a Microsoft PowerPoint. You know, Microsoft took over Activision and Call of Duty and said, guess what? We've got the PowerPoint integration now going on too, because you go through, you fight a team, good chance that enemy team has a cheater that's going unchecked by Ricochet, and then they start crashing the server like this, where you just constantly lag and lag and lag to the point where the game was almost unplayable. The fact that Teep goes through in this specific clip and gets some kills is hilarious because it just shouldn't be happening like that. Like, this is a joke of a clip this far into Warzone's lifespan, especially after they've gone through and attacked so many things with cheaters and tried to counter this, that this is still an issue. And this is one of the lighter ends of this situation, right? Where at least Teep is still able to actually shoot at enemies and somehow get some kills, right? Most times though, the cheaters do this server crash and it just kicks everyone out. You can't even play the game. You're just full kicked out of the match entirely and ruins it for everyone in the entire lobby. This has been an ongoing problem since the start, and you can see there's multiple instances here where he gets a kill on somebody. They're mad about it because they're bad at the video game and they send the server crash cheat out, right? And by the way, apologies if my voice sounds a little bit weird throughout this video. Still working on getting over this cold, but definitely a topic that I wanted to bring up here because, like I said, this is getting worse every single day. You can see this is multiple matches that Teep used as an example in this clip here, just where his game is constantly getting crashed out because of these cheats that have been, you know, unchecked. Like I said, there hasn't been any adjustment to try and counter these or detect these via Ricochet or prevent this from happening constantly. But this is just one of the several issues essentially plaguing this game mode right now. And like I said, as much as I don't really like to use the phrase unplayable, it's getting to that point. This article was published on Dexerto a few days back saying Warzone glitches cause players to lose SR in ranked play even when they're winning the game. And it says a glitch incorrectly costs skill rating in Warzone ranked and players want that SR back. During MW3's run, ranked was only on resurgence. After a year without having on a big map, it's back with Urzikstan. Cheating and performance issues have been a major issue so far. Activision even admitted that they missed with Ricochet not being good enough in season 1 and then said, hey, we missed, but we're not making any changes for another season, which is still a month away, right? And with this now, this glitch on top of these significant cheating issues where, yes, cheating issues obviously still exist in normal Warzone, they exist in multiplayer as well. It's just extra punishing in ranks where you're actually committing something to the match. And when you do get cheated on, it costs you even more. You can't back out because then you're forfeiting SR. But there's now an issue going on where at the end, you could freeze and it actually cost you SR. There was a fix that was released with this, but you were still impacted SR previously, where you go through and basically the game wouldn't end correctly, your SR wouldn't be accurately tracked. And so while this was going on, that was a whole issue. There was no reimbursement, but now it's even worse. Not only were there SR issues to start this major update or post this major update, right, that at least were somewhat fixed. Now though, there's a new issue going on where if you crash during a ranked match, it suspends you and takes SR away. So even if Warzone players wanted to play ranked play, a glitch suspends them if they get a dev error or crash. And as we all know, this game's not very well optimized in its current state. There is a lot of crashing, there's a lot of glitching, and at times you can have those cheating situations where it crashes you out of the server and it disconnects you, and then it counts towards your SR gain there too, essentially completely destroying any chance of you earning any, or potentially you end up losing even more, right? Warzone Ranked fans slam glitch for kicking them from matches. So Charlie Intel reported Warzone Ranked play has another issue, one of many. This was a tweet they posted earlier today, where if a player crashes or gets a dev error, the game thinks they left the match, which counts as a penalty in ranked, obviously because of SR. You can't just back out like whenever you want to in pubs because you're committing to a ranked gameplay. As a result, players have gotten 15-minute suspensions before being able to play. Doug is Raw, streamer, creator, confirmed that you lose 50 skill rating and 5 SR a game for 10 games. This is a serious problem because SR determines your division and correlates directly to your rewards. I literally lost a 15 win streak multiplier because of this, and I was so mad. Another player responded, and rub more salt in the wound, this isn't the only recent example of players wrongfully getting punished. A glitch caused players to lose SR even if they won ranked earlier on in the week. So essentially, with ranked play right now, you are gambling every single gunfight, hoping you don't run into a cheater that then crashes the entire game if you manage to take them out. They also might be using aimbot and walls and just fry you. Then there goes any chance of you even getting a couple of kills to maybe earn back some of the SRs. So you get a kill, you have a chance of potentially the entire game crashing out. You'll lose everything for that match. You have to then re-queue into one. If you do make it all the way to the end of a match, but you happen to dev error or crash out because of all the issues with the game's optimization, then it actually counts you as leaving the game, takes away your SR, and penalizes you and stops you from playing further for at least a limited amount of time. So basically, all that compounds in ranked play, SR, the skill level, factoring into all the matches here, you don't have any integrity behind that from Call of Duty's side. None of that is actually guaranteed or protected from Call of Duty's side because they've missed so much with the cheating situation, with the stability of the game and everything going on there, to the point where ranked right now is an entire gamble. And that's not to say ranked obviously is the only game that has, or only mode rather, that has issues right now. Pubs, the cheating issues are still insane, the crashing issues are still insane, and not to take away from the issues there, but in ranked play, like I said, you are bringing more value to the match. Like, you're investing more into that game. That's a better way to phrase it. In pubs, it's just a public match. At least you can get back into that right away if you reboot your game. Yes, there are things to lose there, and it's gonna suck if you run into cheaters, which is an inherent problem, but in ranked, it's just amplified even more. So at this point, if this is something you're a fan of, honestly, it's just a terrible situation. You're essentially forced to either completely gamble your SR or gamble a gunfight even because the cheating situation is so bad and the stability situation is so bad, or not play the mode entirely and then go back to pubs, which doesn't really have any main reward whatsoever outside of personal accolades and whatnot. So Warzone, at least for ranked right now, is, I would say, in a disaster state. It is a complete and utter mess. Season 2 is still 3 weeks away. I'm seriously hoping that we don't have to wait that long for something major to change here, but only time's gonna tell. If we do see any updates, if we do see any responses to a lot of these major issues here, I'll be sure to keep you guys in the loop, so feel free to subscribe, hit that sub button, turn on those post notifications to stay in the know for all things going on in COD on a daily basis. And if you enjoyed this video, you want to bring more attention to this subject and ideally promote a response from Call of Duty because there desperately needs to be one, a like rating does seriously help out there. But that's going to wrap things up once again. Thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you later. Peace out.